All right, people. Today's video is for all those people whose towns, cities, suburbs haven't been flooded by illegal migrants yet. Today's video will show you that you are on a chopping block just as much as all those who have recently been flooded with illegal migrants. Why? Because in the last 15 years or so, over 12 million illegal migrants have come into Europe. And that is not stopping or even slowing down. In fact, it is gaining momentum. So whether you're a lefty or a righty, whether you care about this topic or you don't care about this topic, or you even say refugees are welcome but live in non-refugee areas, we are reaching a point where every city, every town, every suburb could be flooded with illegal migrants. Have a look at this next video, because that's exactly what happened in the Netherlands. The Netherlands town of Loosdrecht tonight. Riot police batten locals in the head and set dogs onto them for opposing 110 unvetted migrants being dumped in their community.
Er wordt met honden.
Police, dogs, they beat the protesters up. What were they demanding? We don't want illegal migrants to be dumped into our peaceful communities, because we know what happens once people from horny third world cultures are dumped. Stabbings go up, burglaries go up, sexual crime goes up. Look at this. A lot of videos have come out. Let me show you some more. Look at this. These people are being beaten up by the Dutch police because they're saying, we don't want these people here. We don't want them. Look at that. You're not even allowed to protest for the safety and well-being of your family members. These people have their families, they have their daughters, they have their sisters, girlfriends, wives, and they have released 110 horny men who do what they do. This is what they do. I'm sure you would have heard of this news story. This was a big story yesterday. A Brighton rapist, already a convicted murderer in Egypt. Look at this guy. This guy has no shame. He was smiling. He had committed a murder in Egypt, and then he went to Europe, and then he ended up in the UK, and then a 33-year-old woman at a park. And I wish I could tell you that this is an isolated case. It's not. Every statistic that we look at shows that illegal migrants, horny men from third world cultures, are disproportionately, overwhelmingly represented. Let me show you some statistics. Have a look at this. In the year 2000, England and Wales had 8,593, when England and Wales were about 82% white, okay? Fast forward to 2023, when the white percentage had fallen to 70%. Look at the increase. That's about 8 times more than before. England and Wales has gone up from 8,000 to 68,000. Germany has gone up from 8,000 to 39,000. France has gone from 7,000 to 42,000. Only Poland, look at this. Poland, 2,399, and it has actually gone down. You know why? Because Poland said, we don't want people from third world horny cultures who even lose themselves when they see a goat that is uncovered to be released in our civilized countries where women are allowed to walk freely at night or daytime. Look at this. I think this is Brussels. Brussels. Look what they did to their country. Belgian waffles, Belgian chocolate. That's what it was famous for. And King Leopold did too. I'm not making any excuses for what they did. But look at this. Look at this. My heart breaks just looking at it. Seriously. Look at this. This is a fresh video. These people just crossed the channel. They're coming to the UK. Look at them. They look very distressed. They're escaping a war zone. Look at them. How distressed they are. Where are the women and children? What are they going to do? You know what they're going to do. Look at this guy. His name is Dr. Mohammed. He's actually a doctor and a Mohammed too. An Iraqi Muslim gay who drugged and raped 3 men after meeting them on Grindr. Here he's on 24 hours in police custody, whining that he would be prosecuted in Iraq for being gay. So please don't send me back to Iraq. And guess what? The UK will actually not deport him on these grounds.
I do not want to live here.
Because he's definitely proven that he is gay.
I do not want to live here anymore. I do not want to live in the United Kingdom. It's not my wish. I have to leave in Iraq because I am homosexual and my life will be subject to persecution. For example, if we were to find like I'm gay.
Look at the face that they pull. Can you just look at him and tell that he's a monster who entrapped 3 men on Grindr, drugged them, and then raped them?
Would be sentenced to death. But
Look, Channel 4, of course. They're portraying him as a victim.
I would rather to die in Iraq rather than living and subject to this degrading treatment.
Nah, we would rather see you go back to Iraq, and I don't care if you get executed. Look at this. Somali knifeman admits killing pensioner 77 and stabbing 2 others at Remembrance Sunday Memorial Service. So this is the reason why those Dutch people are actually protesting. But the police will beat them up. So this could happen to you guys. If you think that, you're safe, no matter which country you're in, you're not safe. Because there is this globalist agenda that is being pushed forward by the entire lefty class, whether you're left of the center or far left green woke. They are importing these people from third world cultures, from hostile cultures, from cultures that have nothing in common with Western culture. They're being imported at scale, and they're being released in your little towns. It's going to happen to you. And also, if you think that, we'll just start voting right-wing parties, it's not that simple. This is happening in the Netherlands. Let me remind you what happened in the Netherlands. I'm sure you all know this is the country of Geert Wilders, and he won in 2023. He had a big win, and all of us thought that, yes, something's going to happen now. Maybe he's going to start deporting illegal migrants. But unfortunately, he came first, but it didn't form a majority. So he had to form an alliance with other political parties. And they didn't let him do his job. So the government collapsed in mid-2025. And in the next election, he didn't even come first. So he's not even in government anymore. So you would think that the Dutch people would think, maybe we need to make sure that this guy wins. He needs to have a bigger majority in order to bring about a real change about this migration crisis. But no, that tells you that countries with multiple political parties, they can't get anything done because the government is weak. And I know this slogan is very popular in Australia. We need to break the uni-party system. I understand why One Nation says it, because she is outside of the 2 major political parties. But when we have a same pie and we have to share it amongst 3 or 4 people, then, yeah, everyone gets to eat, but not enough. And it's the same with governments. If we have 3 or 4 political parties in Australia, which I think we're going to have 4 political parties in Australia, no one's going to form a majority and no one is going to be able to do anything. So the Netherlands situation tells you that this crisis is far from over.